And then he went. And then when he was open, he didn't stay in bounds to get in the end zone.
Yeah. Yeah. What I do know though is
Hey, put the lock card out the Bears.
oh yeah. Yeah, Victor says, yeah, take note, Chicago Bears. Yeah, yeah, take note. Justin Fields is not a running back. He is a quarterback. Treat him as such and not have him carry the ball 20 times a game, which that's one of my major issues with the Eagles defense offense. Hurts has the ability to actually do that stuff, but he needs to have, to me, he needs to have a bellwether running back. He needs to have a guy where you want to have him carry the load 20 times a game.
I'm gonna give Chiefs the credit on this one. They stopped that three-headed monsters because neither one of them got off at all.
Yeah, I mean, I say that because, yeah, I mean, Gainwell, Scott, and Sanders, I didn't even see Sanders in the game. So,
No,
I
he
mean,
was there.
I know he was there. I'm talking about when I say see him, I'm talking about he didn't. I didn't see him make an appearance in it. Like I didn't see him. I
You
didn't.
saw him. You saw him make that one catch that got knocked out of his hands that was thought to be a scoop and score, but that was the only time I really saw Sanders on the field.
Yeah, I mean, like a presence, right?
Right.
I didn't see a presence that he had on the field. To me, it's not Sanders. I know it's not Scott. I don't think it's Gainwell, but they need to have a guy who they could trust to carry the rock at least 20 times a game.
Right.
And they can have others carry it another amount of times too. But I think they need to have that, and I know Jalen needs to have that because I love the fact he has the ability to read the defense room basically, and if there's a hole, hit it. But he needs to have the assured the blessed assurance of not needing to do that all the time running. That it's like, okay, others can actually give me that type of running output and it doesn't have to fall on my shoulders.
So what you're saying, Cole, is that the Eagles need to avoid what the Buffalo Bills have been doing the last couple of years with Josh Allen. Is that what I'm hearing?
Oh my gosh, Mr. McCarthy, you are so perceptive. Yes, that is what I'm saying. Otherwise, yes. I want to have I want to have Jalen Hurts to avoid a Josh Allen getting hit hard by a Josh Allen. Yes.
Josh Allen on Allen violence. We need to
Yes.
avoid that.
Yes. I want Hurts to avoid Allen on Allen violence. Yes. Because quarterbacks aren't meant to take that many blows. They're not.
No.
And that's not a slight to their manhood. It's not a slight to their toughness. I mean, heck, you got to be a tough guy in order to be a quarterback because you do take hits, and they don't even count as sacks often in the game. So just knowing that alone, when you stand in the pocket, you know you're going to get some shots.
Mm-hmm.
So along with that, you're going to run and you're going to take harder shots because these defenders are going to treat you like a ball carrier.
And you want to know why Stephon Diggs is teed off? Because it's the same thing every year. Oh, the Buffalo Bills running through the regular season. It's postseason. We already know what y'all about. If Josh Allen don't get off, y'all done.
Basically, that pretty much is it.
Mm-hmm.
Cincinnati was like, okay, we can come to y'all. Josh Allen ain't finna do what y'all think he gonna do.
And that decision, the decision not to get Christian McCaffrey as your primary running back, is going to haunt the Bills.
I hope it doesn't haunt them beyond this year, because
I hope not either. But I'm just saying, they need a feature back. They need a feature. They're the same situation as Eagles. They need a feature back to take the pressure off of Josh Allen.
Yes, brother.
The Bears need the same thing with Justin Fields.
Yes.
They also need to build an offensive line too. Don't get me wrong.
That's the only difference between the Bears versus the Bills and the Eagles.
Yeah.
The offensive lines with the Bills and Eagles are far better than the Bears. Go ahead.
And y'all thought Chase Claypool was y'all answer.
They didn't think Chase Claypool was their answer.
Oof.
They just figured, okay, we'll placate somebody and get him on the team because Chase Claypool was nothing with the Steelers. I mean, he had a decent few games his rookie season, and that was it.
Out of all the moves you can make, Chase Claypool.
Hopefully, he could be better next year. Who knows? Hopefully,
By the way, I will shout out to Dak Prescott for Team of the Year. And
yeah,
for
yeah,
those of you, and
yes,
for those of you who are
yes.
casual
Congrats
NFL
to Dakota
fans,
Prescott for that. Yeah.
for those of you who are casual NFL fans, you would think that Patrick Mahomes winning MVP is the most stoked upon honor. No, it's actually the
Mm-mm.
Walton
Walter
Payton
Payton
Man of
Man
the
of the
Year.
Year. Walter Payton Man of the Year is the most important award for any NFL player to win. That's not even a question. Not even a question. So yeah. So Vic, Deets, even Ben and King Dog here on Snowman in the morning and on Cole Sports on Wednesday. I will give credit to where it's due. Dak Prescott. That's a wonderful honor that he is this year's Walter Payton Man of the Year. And I've always known that the dude was a good dude because I mean he's so charitable in the Metroplex, and he's such a great example of what to do when adversity strikes you. Because as people know, his brother I think committed suicide a couple of years back, and he was raw and honest with his emotions to the point where you had Skip Bayless uh, talk down about him being so vulnerable about it. And I'm like, no, man, that's the right thing to do. He should tell what he feels, and so he can get that out, and he can be stronger moving forward.
He broke that narrative.
Hmm.
Man's supposed to suppress their feelings. He
Hmm.
didn't suppress, he let it out.
Yeah, yeah. So know that whenever I talk about Dakota, it is never with the I can't stand the human being aspect. It is all about what he does on the field. Whenever I say something critical about him, because as a man, I have nothing bad to say about him. Nothing. Nothing. Zero. Zilch. I have nothing bad to say about Dak Prescott. Deed says NFL honors the show itself is a disgrace when Randy Barber gets to the Hall of Fame and Albert Lewis is left out. I wasn't a huge fan of Randy Barber.
You know what my problem is?
Hmm.
The NFL is torn with my Rams. They would not complete the greatest show on turf.
They'll eventually let Tory hold in there.
He should have been in them.
Oh no, I'm not saying he shouldn't, but remember, it took a while for Isaac Bruce to get in there.
I don't know.
I mean, it took a while for Isaac Bruce because he should have been in the hall long ago himself. Because with the tolls he had, I'm like, he's easily one of the top 10 wide receivers of all time. What's taking you so long to get him in the Hall of Fame? And he has a ring. So you can't give me the excuse that he wasn't a champion. But yeah, it took a
And his
long
running
while
back
for him to get in
and
the
Torrey
Hall.
Holt wasn't that far off either.
Yeah, because he got a ring too. He got a ring, and he has just as about as many yards, if I'm not mistaken, as Bruce did. So yeah, he's gonna get in. It's just win. It's not even it's not an if, it's a win. But
I think they need to figure out a better way of doing the Hall of Fame stuff.
yeah, but Rondé, I can't really say that he really I really wasn't impressed with him as a safety. I really wasn't. He was okay. I just thought he was a byproduct of a really strong defensive system in Tampa. I mean, because to me, when I think about that defense, I think about it's Warren Sapp up front. It's
Their books in the middle.
Derek Brooks leading the team in the middle, and it's John Lynch in the safety position. To me, it's just those three, and Rondé was like a part of it that he contributed and he had a hand in it, but yeah, to me, it was just those three. It's similar to Simeon Rice. He had a huge part in that defense too, but he benefited from the three names that we just mentioned. more than anything. That's how I feel about Randy Barber. I don't know if he is Hall of Fame worthy, but hey, some others do. People who played the game voted on it. They voted him in. So all I gotta say is congratulations, Rondé. Okay. I mean, it's really all I can say on that. I mean, I'm not gonna try to down him. I mean, he did have a really good NFL career. He had a long NFL career.
Can we celebrate the fact that Tom Brady actually retired?
He,
He
I,
actually retired.
I'm celebrating he did it the right way this time. It wasn't this cloak and dagger crap that we saw him do last year and what Aaron Rodgers wants to pull off every year. Because I actually think he really loves the fact that he can string people along and have them feel as though, oh, is he going to retire? Is he not going to retire? Is he going to retire? Is he not going to retire? I was like,
It has
don't
got to
do
the
the
point. It
crap.
got so bad to the point that Stephen A. Smith is getting sick of it,
Yeah.
and that's the biggest Aaron Rodgers fan that we all know,
Mm-hmm.
and he's getting sick of it.
Yeah.
I'm just happy he turned in his paper. I was like, thank you. I don't have to see a 12 ever again.
No, my goodness. Victor says, I had a friend of mine watch one of the LJPN skits, and he asked me, where did they find the church dancing scene? I just smiled and said, that's the genius of Cole Johnson. Thank you, Victor. I appreciate you, man. I appreciate that. Oh, my goodness. Oh, I forgot to say this, sir. Jalen Hurts are showing a great no.
Great enough.
Oh, my gosh.
Great enough.
Showing us grit now.
Great. All
Oh.
right.
Okay,
Ryan.
what's on your mind? Go ahead, playmaker.
Ryan. All right.
Let's play
Football. I ain't gonna say football is done, but NFL is done. We have our champion.
Mm-hmm.
What do the New York Jets need to do this offseason? By the way, congratulations to both of your rookies on winning Rookie of the Year.
Oh, thank you very much.
Get rid of Zach Wilson. Oh, I'm sorry. My bad. I'm sorry.
Well, I mean, of course, quarterback is the number one priority, for sure. Offensive line.
Get rid of Zach Wilson.
Well, quarterback's priority.
I'm sorry, Ryan. Go ahead.
That's okay. I heard the subliminal messages. Half of Jets Nation are saying the same thing.
They were.
Yeah. So yeah, quarterback's a priority. Offensive line is a priority, especially with Mekhi Becton's injury issues. They need to address left tackle. Linebacker is a priority, I think, and a secondary is also a bit of priority too, because their safeties were okay last year, but not great. Corners are set. You get the best corner combination in the league in Sauce Gardner, DJ Reed.
And they're young too. That's the scary part.
Super young. The future's bright. So in that regard, but there's some patchwork that needs to be done. Particularly at the quarterback position. They inquired about supposedly they inquired about Aaron Rodgers, but he's on his darkness retreat right now. So who knows where he wants to go?
Goddamn cave.
Yeah.
All right. Mr. Johnson, you have a new head coach. Their third consecutive back coach at that, with D'Amico Ryans coming in.
Okay.
What do you want to see? Because you can't say what you see because we haven't done nothing yet. But what do you want to see from your Houston Texans?
Well, this is going to sound really backwards what I'm about to say, but I really felt bad for D'Amico for signing on the dotted line to becoming the Texans head coach. I really did. But with that being said, D'Amico is one of the best players the Texans ever had. So I knew and I know that even though the Texans the Texas ownership group, the owner of the team really could give two craps about the team because you don't ever see her. and uh, and the person who is the face of the ownership group, the son Cal, I think he's clueless. Still think he's clueless. And Nick Casario, the general manager, he needs to be needs to have like a nose ring so someone could just simply maneuver him around place to place. Um, what what the Texans need to do is leave D'Amico Ryans alone. Don't dictate to him what he needs to do with his staff. Let him figure it out. Let him do what he does best. Let him let him implement what he learned from the 6 years being the defensive coordinator of the 49ers. And to me, he got a chance to be in a franchise that has a harsh standard, and they have had recent success. I mean, they went to the Super Bowl 3 years back. They went to the NFC Championship game two times after that. So have him see what he can bring. You know, see what Kyle Shanahan taught him. See what John Lynch taught him as a general manager. Because I'm thinking some of those things, as an upper level manager, had to seep into what D'Amico Ryans has done. So I wholeheartedly believe that the Texans front brass and front office brass, they need to simply step back, let D'Amico run his show, and D'Amico himself, he understands what the team needs. He knows that the offense needs to be precise. He knows that he needs to have playmakers. He knows it has to be run first, but it has to be balanced. All those things he learned as a 49ers defensive coordinator and what he got a chance to see being at the right hand of Kyle Shanahan, he wants to implement here. He wants to implement in Houston. So if they could do that, I would love to see how this team improves. But my God, does that team need a lot of work? Because the only player they have is Damian Pierce. And
Florida.
a running back with a atrocious offensive line means nothing.
He still made that happen.
Oh no, yeah, I agree. You still need to have him, but I will still say it: a running back with an atrocious offensive line means nothing, or it means little. Or if it's if it's an entry plate offensive line, it hurts.
Ouch.
Brees Hall being a prime example with the Jets. I mean, he is a beast of a running back, but those changing pieces, those hurting pieces of the Jets, that hurt on offensive line. That hurt him and his effectiveness, which unfortunately, I hated to see that he had to be out for the year himself. But you imagine if that offensive line of the Jets was better and were more cohesive, how much better of a running back Brees Hall is. And Brees Hall is a beast of a back,
Yep.
period.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing with Damian Pierce. Same thing.
Now, here's the question for you, Cole. Who do you
Mm.
think the Texans will draft at number 2? Will they take Bryce Young or will they take CJ Stroud?
Okay.
Do you want a quarterback?
Or do
No,
you want
they
a
no
quarterback,
no no.
period?
Uh I will say this. The Texans need a quarterback. And they need a quarterback that's fully endorsed by D'Amico Ryans. And I think D'Amico himself knows that. So I made this a running joke where I said that the Texans front office, if they didn't have a powerful head coach that they really will back and support no matter what he does, I said that, man, the Texans are so horrible. They would use that number 2 draft pick and they would draft Stetson Bennett. I mean, they would pull some crap like that. They would draft him.
Ow, 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 ow. My brain just exploded a little bit. Oh,
Yeah.
ow.
They would do some stupid crap like that. They would do some stupid stuff like that and draft somebody like him where a Texas fan like me would say, "Why? If he's even rated in the first round, I would be shocked. Why would you draft him?" That's the type of drafts that the Texans have. Or they would say, "Well, we picked the best player in the draft," when you know you need to have something else, but they go elsewhere. Like when Peyton Manning was the quarterback of the Colts, the thought process was we got to draft defense first round, no matter what. We'll bypass quarterback, we'll bypass wide receiver, we'll bypass running back. We
Because they had
want,
all three of those settled.
yeah. So we,
Yeah.
we want to have somebody on the defense we'll draft in the first round. That's how they thought. And somewhat that's how they still think. But in this case, they are, even though, yes, I know the Bears finished with a worse record than the Texans. The Bears beat the Texans last year. To me, the Texans are the worst team in the NFL. They need to start over. They need to hit the start. They need to hit the reset button, and they need to get, to me, a quarterback that can do that for them. I lean more toward Bryce Young than to do CJ Stroud.
Okay.
My thinking is I don't know if he's still going to be available, and not necessarily the Bears, but whomever the Bears drafting partner will be.
I that's my thing of going into the end of the draft this year.
Mhm.
I think the bigger story is if the Bears will stay at number 1 or if they'll trade out.
Because they're stockpiling draft picks.
Yeah, they're
So,
stockpiling draft picks and they need to rebuild that offensive line.
and that's exactly where I know they're going to go. Yeah.
Yeah.
Here's my thing. The Bears stop piling draft picks, the Dolphins stop piling draft picks. But what does all that really mean?
Well, it means one of two things. Either it means that you're going to want to have homegrown talent come into your product if you pick right, if your scouting team actually studies the players correctly.
And there goes my point or why I asked that question. We're talking about
Or
the same two teams who've been picking in the top 10 for like how many years straight?
many. Or you want to hit the home run, which I don't think this is what the Bears are doing. You want to hit the home run, take a lot of those picks, see somebody that wants to be hungry and have the number 1 overall, and get the name that they want. I could see them pulling something of that off, but I'm thinking the way they're going with Justin Fields, they need to actually have a strong scout team and find these colleges where you can find the best of the best talent at the offensive line, because that is exactly what they need, because they need to have Justin Fields upright.
Yeah. I can see them being a trade day partner with the Colts. So I think the Colts would want to jump up and try to draft a Bryce Young or a CJ Stroud before nobody else can.
Well,
And
first, Jim Mercy need to figure out what kind of coach he wants.
That's true.
It's going to be Jeff Saturday, which that makes me laugh.
Although the offensive coordinator of the Eagles was considered Shane Steichen, he's considered for the coaching job,
and he should be, because the dude knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
if it wasn't evidence last night, the dude knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
That is, I'm glad you mentioned that. That is interesting from the standpoint of the Texans are fearing that the Colts would want to have that number 1 overall.
Mm-hmm.
And to me, I'm thinking they're targeting Bryce Young, and that's what I'm thinking.
Right.
If the Texans, if the Colts want Bryce Young, I think the Texans would probably want to trade with the Bears and solidify getting them.
Yeah, one of those two AFC South teams is going to wind up being number 1, get the number 1 pick.
If the Colts want CJ Stroud and the Texans catch wind before it, I think they may allow the Colts to get the number 1 overall and say, okay, they're getting Stroud, we still got our man.
Right.
I think they wouldn't care if it's CJ Stroud from the standpoint of, okay, he's a top 2 prospect. But if they have their choice, I think they want to have Bryce Young. See, Deet says they reported that the Eagles defensive coordinator is in negotiation with the Colts.
It's the offensive coordinator, not the defensive coordinator.
I know the offensive coordinator was he was in negotiations with somebody, but I didn't realize it was the Colts.
No, the DC for them is talking with Arizona.
Oh, well, I'm so sorry for him.
Oh.
Dietz also says, right after the show, flip over the rotten censors for the lunch crew. We will tackle the real deal about the Super Bowl. 10:35 Eastern. So that's in about a little under 30 minutes from now. All right. All right. Deed says if it's not Bryce Young, the Texans need their head examined. I agree with you.
Mhm.
Hence why I make the joke
Why
of
he's
they
a-
probably would go for Stetson Bennett because they would make boneheaded decisions like not drafting Bryce Young.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
exactly why I say that.
if Bryce Young is still at number 2, they'll take him.
Yeah.
But if they trade up to number 1, they'll still take him.
Yeah. Yeah.
Regardless.
So yeah, that's my hope. All right, Playmaker, question for you before we do wrap this up. Rams,
Mhm.
biggest need and why?
Health. Like, how many times I had to come up here and had to really say, can I get a healthy team for once? Every game this year, we had a different makeshift of offensive lineman starting. And you saw the result. Matthew Stafford gets hurt. No, you sit up for the rest of the season. Cooper Kupp gets injured. No, you sit up for the matter of fact, the same injury Patrick Mahomes has.
High ankle
Nah,
sprain. Yeah.
you sit out for the rest of the season. You know, Allen Robinson, he gets nicked up. You sit out for it. Got to the point where it's like, you know what, y'all just sit out. Like, we are so beaten up, it is ridiculous. I have beaten up this. I will say this. I am happy that Sean McVay said, you know what, I'm coming back. Okay, that's not a good look. You went to the mountaintop, you fell to the bottom, and he's like, all right, I'm done. I'm happy you coming back. Because it was just one of them years. It happens to, and it was just one of them years. We are beaten up. We are injured everywhere. We trying to figure out who is actually playing, and we not low measurement either. So Raheem Morris is coming back as defensive coordinator. Kind of disappointing. I kind of wanted him to get one of the head coaching jobs. Unfortunately, that didn't happen.
It was going to be this year.
But I will say this. I want to know what we're going to do with Baker Mayfield. Does Baker Mayfield want to stay with the Rams, be a backup, and learn after Matthew Stafford?
That was my question. That was my question, Playmaker. Does Stafford come back and does
Stafford coming back?
Okay, and is Baker Mayfield going to stay as his backup?
Sean McVay came back. Matthew Stafford's coming back. The question is Baker Mayfield.
Okay.
And Aaron Donald's coming back. So
Aaron Donald's coming back.
So you have that too.
Cooper Kupp will be back. You know, our guys will be back. We will be healed. Now, my main question is Coach gonna love it because I'm pretty sure this is what he was looking for me to say. What are we going to do at running back?
Thank you. Because that's my number one issue with the Rams. That's my number one issue with them.
So the way things trend at the end of the season, it may look like we might be keeping Cam Akers. Because he started to pick it up at the end of the season.
So he and Sean McVay have been fences.
By the way that game, where the end of the season going, he was giving the ball to Cam Akers, and Cam Akers was making things happen.
I was thinking that because I was like, okay, so they're going to him a little more the last 4 or 5 games of the season. Okay,
and he was making things happen.
Right.
So, but we will see. And plus, we don't have a first round pick till like 2050.
Yeah. Because the Rams,
like the Lakers,
trading all of them. Yeah. I'm about to say the Rams are mirroring the Lakers in they're basically being Oprah to the rest of the league. Here's a draft pick for you. Here's a first round draft pick for you, and a first round draft pick for you, and a first round draft pick for you. I'm like, you're completing your team.
Hey, we made it, but we made it count though.
I got a question for you.
You made it count in 2021. But you gotta look.
We still made it count. You gotta give us that. We made it count.
I've got a question for you, Playmaker. Sorry to interrupt you, but Cole. I apologize, but I've got a question for you. So, should the Cowboys make Ezekiel Elliott a cap casualty? I don't know. I'm trying to look up his buyout right now. Do you think the Rams take a chance on him?
Whoa. Hell no. To the no, no, no. Hell to the no. Hell to the no. To the no, no, no.
Thank you, Bishop.
Oh, I'm so sorry. My button, my hand slipped. I'm so sorry.
don't know how Cole was that ready for that.
That's actually a serious question, but
I
yeah,
knew
that's
this-
an appropriate response.
He was ready for that one. Oh, you know how? Because Ryan didn't come. He was like, "Oh, I'm gonna ask this question to Darnell about Ezekiel Elliott. Cole, be ready." He was ready on the spot. As soon as you finish, Bishop came right down. God damn. Like, who's that ready? It wasn't like me telling Cole, I'm roasting the Eagles, be ready. He all right. When that time come, I know what button to hit. He just, I'll answer it for you.
Yeah.
So yeah,
No,
that answers-
but the question was directed to you, Playmaker. So go ahead.
yeah.
I would say this: with less need, anything's possible. Because guess what?
Yeah, that's a good point.
Ain't nobody knew we was gonna grab OBJ.
That's a really good
The Ram was not in that list of potential landing spots for Odell Beckham Jr. And look what happened.
That's a wonderful point because, your general manager, he will grab whomever he feels is necessary to get that team to win. So, yeah, that's a wonderful point.
Because I bet everybody's like, oh, where did the Rams come from with OBJ? Where did they come from?
Mm-hmm.
And then next thing you know, hey, Von Miller, come on out to LA. Well, hold on. How is y'all making this happen? That's Leslie, man. I don't know what to tell you. Leslie know how to work some magic. I don't know how, but he know how to work it.
Well, Victor, being a big time Cowboys fan, he says the Cowboys need to get rid of Pennywise first and foremost. And for those who don't know, Pennywise is Mike McCarthy.
I'm gonna be honest. I want to see him without Kellen Moore in that season. I want to see if this was really about Kellen Moore or Mr. Pennywise. Now, that's what I really want to. That's the answer I want to know.
I just found it hilarious. I just found it hilarious that Mike McCarthy says, "Yeah, I'm going to call plays this year," and Jared Jones is like, "The heck you are."
Oh, and by the way, Cole. I didn't get this opportunity with Cole because when this happened, Kellen Moore, if you do anything that doesn't improve Justin Herbert, I will be the first to roast you, and I would not hesitate.
Kellen Moore, an offensive coordinator to charge. Ugh. I almost feel for him in that regard. Although, yes, I know he has weapons. Although they want to get rid of Keenan Allen, what I'm hearing. Yeah.
That's availability. It's availability with Keenan Allen. That's all.
Yeah, because he'd be a cap casualty. But
and they gave you a sneak peek of somebody who I'm going to be roasting in the NBA this week. Speaking of availability.
Victor also says, I kind of hope that Michael Irvin wins his lawsuit. I do too, because I think that whole thing was bogus. And buys out Jarrell for the Cowboys. Now, I don't know if he's going to win that much in the lawsuit to win he can buy Jarrell out. But
okay, I'm a little lost. What's this Michael Irvin lawsuit?
So
please,
I'm gonna let Cole
expand on this thought.
Okay, so apparently when Super Bowl week began, like it was like the night after media day happened. Michael Irvin, he's hanging out with some people, and then he breaks off and he goes to his room. Now he says that there was a female fan that came and he talked with her for like 45 seconds and shook her hand, and then he went his way and she went hers. We caught wind Wednesday early afternoon that the NFL Network suspended him, and I think ESPN's followed suit too, because of this misconduct charge that was labeled on him. So fast forward to, I think it was Friday morning, where there was a couple of eyewitnesses that said, what Michael said happened. And he said it basically, well, there was a fan that came, there was a woman that came, I shook her hand, we talked for 45 seconds, and that was that. It wasn't anything inappropriate. I didn't say anything inappropriate. I didn't do anything inappropriate. And the messed up part that made great area for the NFL Network was he kept saying, we said that, well, I don't think anything happened. And then the next day he said, well, I may have had a couple of drinks. So started to hear some of the details from him come out, that was sort of changing the story a little bit. And so people were thinking, oh boy, is it going to be is it going to be things like he used to do when he had the White House in Dallas? Let's hope
Oh.
not. So it was all the cinema was leaning toward that it was going to be, oh, this is dicey, Mike. And then you had two eyewitnesses that said, no, what Mike said is correct. That's what happened. The girl's a skeezer. No, don't follow it. And so then after that, Mike is like, I'm gonna sue the person and I'm gonna sue the hotel. And I think the amount was $100 million. I think I gotta read up on the amount. But yeah. And he came quick with the lawsuit. He didn't waste time with it.
Yeah, because pretty much you ain't seen Michael Irvin throughout Super Bowl week.
Yeah, because they pulled him out. They pulled him out for Tuesday. They pulled him out Tuesday morning, but they didn't announce that he got pulled until Wednesday morning.
It's $100 million. I just looked it up. He's suing Marriott for $100 million.
Yeah, I'm saying he's suing the hotel. Yeah,
yep.
And I think he's suing the person too. I think.
No, he's suing her too.
Yeah, I think he's suing her, but I know he's suing the hotel.
He got to sue her because if she didn't want to say nothing, all this wouldn't even started.
Mm-hmm.
The lawsuit against a Jane Doe and Marriott International was filed in Collin County, Texas, on Thursday.
Oh, so
according to AP.
So he's not going to file in. So he didn't. This I did not know. So he didn't file in Arizona. Okay, he went home.
He went home.
He went home to file this. Okay.
Yep.
Oh man.
Because that's all I think. I'm like, did Michael Irvin go home?
Yeah, he went home to file this. Okay. Thank you for that one, Ryan, because I didn't know that detail.
Yep.
But he can't sue the NFL Network because the NFL Network, they have to do what they have to do.
No, and I think he understands that. So yeah, he couldn't sue them.
No, they're protecting their brand and just saying, look, cool off for a bit, take care of your business.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and when things blow over, we'll bring you back, because I think that's what's going to happen. Because I was like, man, I don't think I didn't even think there was anything with him, because he didn't look like he's that wild guy now. I mean, he's like 56.
No, he's 56 years old. Come on.
It's like
if you're 56 years old and you're still doing that stuff, you're skeezer.
Yeah.
Not the woman.
He's only wild about the Cowboys. That's about it.
Right.
Wait. Hold on. You said that basically when it comes to Cowboys, when he says wild stuff like that if they cleaned up the turnovers back in the preseason, they cleaned up the turnovers, the problems they had the year before, that they'll be like the 72 Dolphins. You saying that Michael needs to have this happen to him?
Why the you lying? Why you always lying? Oh my gosh, stop lying. Always lying to me. You lying so much. You making it hard for me. Yeah.
See, Victor, you have to understand, perception is reality. So if this man is getting accused for misconduct and you still have him do shows, the perception is, oh, the NFL Network don't care.
The basic people, and I already know how that would go.
Especially in the era of Me Too and all that. Well, the era of Me Too is, well, depending on who you listen to, is kind of dead. Depending on who you listen to, but still, it's the perception being as opposed to reality, and the court of public opinion. People are very quick to judge.
Yeah, Vic. If the NFL Network still kept Michael Irvin on board, people would say, "Oh yeah, so that means NFL Network, you co-signing this guy being a hoe." Yeah, I know.
And by the way, why did Marshall Faulk get let go by NFL Network?
That's a real good question. We have a
wonderful same situation.
Yeah, it is. We have a wonderful morning request from a venerable figure of the chat. One Drew Willingham. Good morning to you, sir. Good morning, Sensei.
Good morning, Sensei. But your Sensei.
And yes, Michael Irvin is suing Marriott and the woman, the Jane Doe, for $100 million. That's right, $100 million. Yeah. But yeah, I'll say that. Yeah. Mike did right to not sue the NFL Network. for this reason alone. The Shield would get involved and say, "We'll crush that," and this will be dismissed quick, fast, and hurry.
Right.
So no, that he did the right thing and not including the NFL Network in this lawsuit. Drew says all this suing going on. I mean, Brett Favre suing Pat McAfee and Shannon Sharp too, and I think that's like for $75 million. I think, and that is ridiculous. And I love what Pat McAfee said about it. He basically was like, "Quote, well, see you in court, buddy." Close quote.
Your loss is going down.
I don't know what Brett Favre is trying to do. There literally text messages that have been leaked.
Trying to stay relevant.
There is evidence against you, sir. Like legit evidence.
Yeah, there's evidence that you unfortunately took state of Mississippi funds and used it to
and my thing is
for a gymnasium at your alma mater. And on behalf of your daughter.
Why did you surface anyway? Because everybody was pointing their fingers at Deion Sanders for leaving and going to Colorado. You were literally under the radar.
That narrative needs to die too.
Oh, that needs to die. That needs to die fast.
Needs to be stabbed in an alley and left to die.
See, this the thing.
Sorry to be so violent. I don't know.
He came up at the wrong. He want to make his appearance at the wrong damn time. Like Brett Favre, nobody even thinking about you. Mm-hmm. You lucky at that. Cause they'll just letting you fly under the radar. With everything else that's going on in Mississippi, you the one that's flying under the radar. Like how?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Victor says that with the Michael Irvin situation, they should have looked into it first. See, that's the issue. I don't know if they could have looked into it that fast first. So
and either way, it's simple. We don't know what happened. You know what happened. She know what happened. Mary Hotel know what happened. You go home.
Yeah. That's basically what it is. It's basically a suspension. I'll put it that way. It's a suspension. Until this becomes no longer a story, let's distance ourselves. We're cool, but we want to make sure that we're taking the right way. So they're thinking it's better safe to be sorry.
Yeah, it's PR. Sorry. It's PR. It's the same.
It's 100% PR. Yeah.
Yeah.
100% PR. No,
you gotta protect the brand. You're not punishing Mike Irvin. You say, look, you got that going on. You go handle that.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. I don't think it's a punishment as much as it is.
No, it's just as lay low until this all blows over.
Basically, yes. Yeah.
Once the truth is come out, then we'll go from there.
Yeah. What's that line that somebody said that it was a lie travels halfway around the world before the truth has the chance to put its pants on?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
Lies travel faster than the truth, which is
It does. Victor says, yeah, I do get it. But this is an example of Me Too being weaponized. Mm-hmm. We can't argue with that either.
Mm-hmm.
100, bro. Or how it can be. 100.
Yeah. I agree.
I guarantee you will not get an argument about a playmaker, Ryan or me on that. Yeah. 100. But what's messed up is because Me Too has weaponized individuals who want to claim sexual harassment, you're having these media companies say, okay, we want to make sure that this isn't one of those things and we're not being stupid and we're not harboring a sexual abuser on our airwaves.
Right.
Like I said, the NFL never already went through it once with Marshall Faulk.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And come to find out, Marshall Faulk actually did what he did.
Mm-hmm.
And that was egg on NFL's network's face.
True. He shouldn't have smoked crack back in the day. Line of the day.
Wow.
I'm 100% with that one. He should have smoked crack back in the day. Hey,
Drew Williams with the leg sweep back there, right there.
Mm-hmm. But hey, I mean, if he didn't smoke that crack, we wouldn't have had a second White House in the United States. I mean, hey,
spot the lie.
Thank you. my gosh.
Off the rails. Off the rails.
The second White House. I didn't. Oh man.
Oh,
I didn't
gosh.
think that one came out of nowhere. The second one.
Thank you. Victor says, I've been talking about Brett Favre being the fool for months.
Brett Favre.
And you know yeah, he's a doggone perv too. Here's the issue.
But everybody loves him. It's Brett Favre.
Yeah.
He's like a child on the football field.
I was gonna say, here's the issue with what I have with Brett Favre, and then Playmaker goes right into the issue I was gonna say. There's a lot of people who cut for that guy today.
I'm sorry. You know who I got that from, right? I got it from Negro. Night.
Oh, nice.
Remember, that's his biggest problem with Brett Favre. Everybody loves him.
Mm-hmm.
But let that be a black athlete, it's taken differently.
But that's exactly it. There's so many people, especially in Mississippi, who love Brett Favre. And so they figured this guy can't do any wrong. I mean, hey, he's just a simple country boy from Keele. Yeah, it's only a town that's only 60 miles northeast of New Orleans. He can't do no wrong, no. I mean, that's how they think.
He's from the great state of Mississippi.
I mean, that's
he had that great in him.
Yeah, great no overlaw.
Yeah.
I mean, that's how they think. They think, well, this guy can't do wrong. Look what he did on the field. I mean, he's a pro football Hall of Famer that came from Mississippi. There's no way that this guy is a crook or does something criminal. Although we're going to bypass the fact that he was a hoe and sending pics of his member to people when he was playing.
The Jets cheerleaders, yeah.
While leading the league in interceptions, by the way.
Yeah, and yes, although he at one time led the league in touchdowns, he still leads the league in most interceptions thrown. Yes. Victor, about Michael Irvin's situation, he says it's just a very unfortunate situation where there could be hard feelings, and that was Winston Churchill that said that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I thought it was Churchill or Benjamin Franklin, one of those two.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, you're right, and it probably could be, but unfortunately, NFL Network had to move the way they moved. Mm-hmm. He says Will Willingham swept the leg. Yes, he did.
Sweep the leg.
Drew also loved the second White House reference.
We do have a commercial request, though.
Oh yes, penis water. Yeah.
Yes.
although I'm starting to think, man, I might need to cut it and call it piss water too. Oh, I hate to say this though. I got to actually find the penis water commercial because in the transferring of files, I totally forgot to bring it. So I might need to actually either recreate it or I'm gonna have to find it somewhere and actually dupe it and put it on here. But I'll find it. And
if you made it on Canva, you can download it again.
Oh, well, that's true.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think all that was on Canva. But yeah, let me see if I can find that. Okay. But lady says, you know what I meant. Darn,
yeah.
Darn autocorrect.
Autocorrect.
Deed says the problem is not the suspension of Mike. The bigger issue is no one is throwing shame on this girl for making false accusations, and they still aren't. And they still aren't. To this moment, they still aren't. Because they're the thing is, and I love that you said that, Deeds. The one thing is they're unafraid to do that because then they would be looking like they're bullies, and they would basically be called that.
Yeah, and the story and the drive is the narrative is the story driver is you have to believe this woman.
Are you saying that people are letting the due diligent process take place?
Yeah, what a shock!
Like
right?
Journalists should.
Yes, like journalists should. What a shock! Yes, yeah.
Due process actually gives the opportunity.
Yeah, that's how it should be.
Mm-hmm.
Dietz also goes on and says, remember when Malika Andrews killed people stepping up for Emi Udoka? Oh, Lord have mercy.
You know what's wrong with your statement?
Don't give me started on Malika Andrews.
You know what's wrong with your statement, Dietz? She's talking, that's NBA. So she stayed in her lane. She don't need to cross over to the NFL. That's not her lane.
Well, no, she better not.
But she will anyway. Watch.
No, I have watched. I watched her all week. She's done her job. She's been covering the NBA and all the trades. She hasn't said nothing about what happened with Mark Earl.
But she won't say it on ESPN, but she'll probably say something on social media. Has she said anything on social media to that
No,
fact?
I haven't.
I don't know. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't
I'm
follow.
just asking. I'm just asking questions.
I don't follow like that, so I don't know.
Because
So,
I don't think ESPN will probably let her do that because you need to be focused on what's going on.
Yeah, I only follow a handful of people from ESPN from that network on social media, and she's not one of them.
And matter of fact, they didn't even talk about it on First Take.
He said, he also goes on to say, where's Malika coming down on this woman for doing more damage to the movement? Good question, man.
It won't happen. It won't happen.
It won't. And of course, I know Dees basically that's a rhetorical question because he already knows it won't happen too.
Yeah.
Victor says that won't be happening. Dees, sorry, and he knows that. That was a rhetorical question, and I know it was.
Yeah, it was totally a rhetorical question.
Mm-hmm. Drew says you lost your penis water. Keep a hold of that unit. That's a good one. That's a bar. Oh, Drew, that's great.
You're on one.
Drew is on one today. And I love it. Keep being on one, bro. Victor says Malika will not say anything about the situation. She'll take a day off. And she needs to take a day off. Because
she's been on point since that situation. She's been on point.
Hopefully, man, because she was out of pocket.
She's been on point.
She was out, but she was out of pocket in that situation. Hard out of pocket.
That's why Stephen A put her in her place.
Yeah, because I mean, on her own show, she stopped being a moderator. Not saying that all girls should be moderators, but that is her role on the show, and she actually ended up contributing and stopping analysts from giving their really good sound analysis on the situation. And I'm like, girl, stop. You're not supposed to do that. And if Malika was Maliko, I would say the same thing to him. It's like, no, stop. You ain't supposed to do that. You're supposed to let the analysts go ahead and cook. And and you could say, well, okay, I may disagree a little bit with that, and then move on. But nah, don't try to stop him there. And then I thought she was getting too big for her britches, and Stephen A. did pull the coattails and say, look, woman, no. What you're not gonna do. I wish he did say that on First Take. That's what I would.
He did say that. He did say, dude, what you're not gonna do is come on here on my show. Oh, I watched that whole thing. I was like, yeah, Malik, I think you went a little overboard on that one.
Yeah. I'm like, look, yeah.
But since she's been on point. She's been doing her job.
Yeah, she has. All right, I think this is where we're going to wrap things up today. I love this show. This was wonderful. I will start with Mr. Ryan McCarthy. Before I do actually throw it to you, I want to thank you for inviting me on to No Credentials Required this past Saturday. I had an absolute ball. Thank you, sir.
Thanks for stopping by. We also had a great time with you. Thanks for stopping by.
Yeah. And for those who need to who do not know anything about No Credentials Required, it is must-see viewing. Dustin and Ryan, they do their thing. And I mean, if you want to know things about sports from their neck of the woods, which is around the Albany, New York area, they can tell you that. Mm-hmm. If you want to know sports outside of that too, they're just as solid as that as well. And you will be thoroughly entertained, and you will get the information necessary for you to be better after you've watched it than before.
Thank you.
Oh, no problem. So where can people find you, sir? And when will your next episode air?
All right. So we got an episode coming up tomorrow at 7:00 Eastern. That'll be our live show on YouTube. You can find us on youtube.com/@NoCredsREQ. You also find that particular handle on most of our social media channels, on Twitter, Instagram, the very, very rarely used TikTok. I can't remember the last time. I think it was right before Thanksgiving that I posted our last thing. and you can find us there. We'll be taking a short break after, just to kind of recoup after football season ended, but we'll come up with more stuff probably in March. I think we'll start up in March. We'll be covering baseball. We'll be doing some kind of, I wouldn't say off-brand stuff, but we're going to do some movie reviews. We're definitely going to see Air. We're definitely going to see Air. So we're going to watch that. We're going to watch that and review it. Do the movie review afterwards. So we got some good stuff coming up down the pike for No Credentials Required, and tune in. You'll have a fun time. You'll again, like Cole said, you'll get that knowledge we drop. You'll learn something you didn't know beforehand. And as always, just like in this chat, you're free to engage with us during the show. So come on over.
Yeah, and I will vouch. Ryan and Dustin, they run a great show, and they're wonderful hosts. Both of them are. Playmaker. So I know you have the Playmakers blog, and I know you do Shooting Lights Out, and I know for you, this is actually a big time for you, considering that the All-Star break is coming up this weekend. So what's on tap for the week to come?
Well, like you said, All-Star Week. This is my main thing with the All-Star Week. I don't even care about All-Stars. I really don't. Because once the All-Star is over, that means college basketball is getting into the final part of their regular season for the conference tournament. This leads to March Madness.
Mm-hmm.
That's what my focus is going to be at after All-Star break.
Can we get baseball now? NFL season's over. We got spring football coming.
The
March
pitches and
Madness
catches haven't reported yet, sir. That will be in about another eight to 10 days.
A half of a damn. Can we get baseball now, please?
Hey, I wasn't even done.
I know you. Sir.
You are.
I know you.
Mood him.
Oh Lord.
No.
Go ahead, please.
Just got back from the doctor.
You sound better.
Yeah, you sound more awake.
I got 30 ounces of medicine ball from Starbucks inside me, so I'm feeling better.
Okay.
I got a lot more tea here at the house, and they already sent. I didn't even have to go. They sent my meds all to the pharmacy already, so that indicates to me it's a positive result.
Okay, well then,
if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I'm probably gonna head to CVS later, but yeah. That's what's going. That's the update. And Victor, I know what you told me, but it doesn't mean I don't still want it. Damn it!
All right. Well, I will bring it to you, sir, a little later. Go ahead, Playmaker. What else is on tap for you?
As far as the NBA side, I'm going to be going off of some people. Because the availability seems to not be a paramount to them. Hey, you know, man, you ain't even messaged me back from what happened Saturday night, so I don't want to hear it.
Oh Lord. All right. Before I even.
So yeah, I want to go down the championship's throat.
Oh my guys, I'm getting some wicked shade over here.
I know. Yes. So am I. Yes.
Hey, you already know me. I don't pull punches.
All right. So and of course, Playmaker is going to be with us tomorrow and Wednesday as well. So this is not going to be the last time this week you will see him. But I just wanted to plug his other shows that he does.
And plus, y'all gonna get a little taste of Shooting Lights Out this week too. So
yeah, I figured. And the man who has created and is the forefront figure of Snowman in the Wonder Cole Johnson. What's on tap for the Sports and States Unleashed, and then later on the Brian Snow Show, sir? Nothing? Oh, wow. Okay, well then, if that is the case, tune in later today. What is your love language and why are you lying to your mate? Monday, today, 2 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Central on Comey Media Incorporated. That's where you'll catch this latest episode of Mentality.
Is that a Valentine's Day episode?
It might as well be, yes.
Okay.
Considering that Valentine's Day is tomorrow. So, yes, might as well say it's a Valentine's Day edition of it. But just to let y'all know, go to Comey Media Incorporated. That is at COMIMEDIAINC, YouTube.com. Catch that later on today, 2 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Central. Mentality.
On all of our radio networks as well.
Oh, and by the way, Snowman, thank you for catching that women's special, because I had fun with Miss Megan Price talking women's basketball.
Good. That's the Queen of Hoops. And I plan to have her back here on the program soon. Go Devils, go Wildcats, both Northwestern and Arizona.
Mm-hmm. All right.
And this COVID needs to go away.
Yes, it does.
It needs to get out of my system. I'm already at the point where doctor said I can't do anything else today. Yeah.
Oh, well, heed your doctor's orders, bro, because we need to have you. We need to have you well and rested. Because
I'm officially, as of now, off until Wednesday, and that's and I know I got 2 other shows scheduled, but Drew, if you're here, COVID kind of knocked me up, so I'm off air until at least Wednesday.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
I freaking hate it, but
I know.
Correct. That means I have to do another bronze sexual confession that I'm not ready for.
Yes, you are.
Okay.
Don't you ever tell that lie again.
Yeah, well, you missed a grin when he said it.
Oh,
he said it with a grin on his face.
I saw the grin from here to Alltel Stadium
that you're not ready for. And for those who are unaware, when you hear in the beginning of round number 2, Playmaker, that was during a bronze sexual confessions that
off the top of his head
he wasn't ready for, a close quote.
I really
Speaking of which,
in a world where partial greatness is celebrated and total greatness is shunned, there stands to be a figure on the lips of those who love him and those who hate him.
This is a short
the inane comparisons to Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant continue and has existed since 2003. There is no end in sight, for the battle between those who unconditionally love and unconditionally hate him wages on. These are their stories. Welcome to the Bronze Sexual Confessions.
LeBron's a joke and LeBron's a bitch. Now get out of my face, you thirsty bitches.
Is this not?
In a world where logic and sense flies completely out the window, while purple and yellow glasses are donned, rises a figure who encourages ridiculous, undying loyalty.
Lord have mercy.
Good Lord, I'm about to throw up. This has been yet another installment of the Bronze Sexual Confessions.
And that
I told you that was a short one.
Victor Lock, you're fired.
No, Playmaker, you're fired.
No, you ain't see what Victor put in the chat. That's why I said that.
Name a yellow fruit, orange.
Yeah, Drew says get well soon, my man. He also says if I find you another show after now, I'll call your orange behind out. Oh my gosh.
You ain't got to worry about that. I'm going to obey.
Well, that will
taken this. I've already taken the set down, and I'm not touching this thing until Wednesday.
Well, unfortunately, we will be without Snowman until Wednesday. Hopefully, we will be back Wednesday. But that will conclude today's episode of Snowman in the Morning with Cole Johnson. I think our guest, Ryan McCarthy, brother guest, did a wonderful job. Love being with him. Also love being with the Playmaker. Thank you again, sir, for being with us. And, of course, thank you for the 2 cameo appearances from the Snowman himself.
Thank you.
Appreciate you.
Have a great day. God bless. Remember to make your next move your best move. And always remember, if your dreams don't scare you, then your ass is orange. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah. No, streams don't scare you, then you're just. Oh no, sorry. Your dreams don't scare you. Well, whose dreams should scare you? Thank
Damn
you
you,
so much.
Cole.
Well, LeBron scare him, but we're not going to talk about that, are we?
No, dream big, do bigger. That is what
Please,
Playmakers doing.
please,
That's
dream
what
big,
Brian's doing.
dream
And
big, do bigger, and
mhm,
Cole, take us out of here.
mhm. And the chat. That's what we're hoping you're doing. BS3 Network. The fans there, I hope you're doing that, and the people who are listening and on podcasts, we hope you're doing that as well. Until tomorrow, I am Cole Johnson of Cole Sports, wishing
With
you an
a Z.
adieu, a farewell. We will see you tomorrow morning, 8 a.m. Eastern.
And a do, but I'm bald.
Oh Lord,
Bad joke.
see ya.
We're out of here. Catch Snowman in the Morning with Cole Johnson every single day at 8 a.m. Eastern.